Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about the Frosk debacle. So, man, I can't believe we're still talking about this. You know, I just figured, and if you're watching this, you probably know. I don't have to bring you like fully up to speed. Frosk is this girl who's like, she reads video game reviews on this channel called G4. She had this huge meltdown like a week and a half ago where she kind of ham-fisted in a rant about sexism in gaming right after she was talking about Red Dead Redemption. It was like planned. It was like a planned rant. It was scripted. It was on the teleprompter. And obviously enough people signed off for it so that they knew it was happening. And she did this whole rant. I did my impression of her on Friday Night Tights. Super fun to do. Always a good time. Always in good fun. Don't everything hard feel. Oh, look at this. Look at my mug. Yeah, it's Doug Bell. Isn't that great? It's so stupid. Don't have anything against Frosk. Just because I do an impression of someone doesn't mean I hate them or have ill will or I don't wish them well. I think it's just fun. It's just fun to do. It's maybe it's a compliment even, you know. It's like, "Oh, you're a person of note. You're in the news. People are doing impressions of you." Hello. Like that's what SNL used to be. So, and then after this whole, you know, she had this kind of meltdown, people were commenting on it. There was kind of a bit of a fan backlash. We talk about it on Friday Night Tights. And then this was, I guess, earlier this week, she was tweeting out that she, I guess, was willing to do interviews. Like Frank had already sent her an email before she tweeted out that she would do interviews, but very professional, like email, you know, I'll send out to people that I want to talk to. Like I talk about my reach and my numbers and I send everything over. And like, I don't expect people know who I am. So I go, okay, this podcast is decent. And never heard anything back. And then we saw her tweets about, oh, you know, you guys are always welcome to just hit up my agent and ask my agent. So let me pull this tweet up from her. No, that's not it. Goo. Okay, I don't have it. No, but she deleted it. She deleted it. That's why I don't have it, because she deleted it. And I didn't think to take a freaking screenshot of it. So she was saying a couple days ago, reach out to my agent, my agent, hit up my agent. I'll pick out the best podcast or the biggest podcast. And that's who I'll do an interview with. And then you see in the comments, everyone's reaching out for an interview. Me, Drunk 3PO, Nina Infinity, Nerdrotics, Quartering, Geeks and Gamers, even that Vito guy, you know, like a bunch of us reaching out saying, let's all do interviews. And it's like, why are you on Twitter? Twitter is here to engage with your audience, with your people, with your fans, your friends, whatever. To then say on Twitter, like, well, you got to hit up my agent. It's like, why the fuck are you on Twitter? Like, why are people following you? Why do you have DMs if not to respond on your own behalf? It's a little lame to me. And then she deletes all of her tweets. I'm talking like 99.9% of her tweets all gone. It's very weird. It reminded me of what Chrissy Teigen did a couple of years ago when she deleted 36,000 tweets, 58. I think we originally said, "Oh, Chrissy Teigen, you deleted 20,000," and it was more than that. It was like 35,000. I think it was 30 or 60. I think it was 60. I think at first we said it was 30K, and she ended up. This is when she actually responded to like little old me saying, "I actually deleted 60K because I had triggered her over the Epstein stuff." Because she had all these creepy tweets about like watching girls in leotards. You guys all know what I'm talking about. If not, I can link that in the description. But she was being creepy, and she was a fucking bully. She was like telling girls to kill themselves and stuff. She's not a good person. Not a good person at all. And she ended up losing like her Target deal and a couple of other things. But I think when you have a celebrity or a high profile person who is like heavily handled by like agents, managers, whatever, and they're less their own person, they listen to the agents and managers basically every step of the way. And I think with the Chrissy Teigen thing, they told her, yeah, you got to delete any tweets that have to do with any bullying or anything suspect, anything that makes you look like a pedo. And that's what she did. And we called her out on it. She wasn't expecting anybody to go through her social blade and call it out, but that's what we did. And that's why I made news. That's why a couple other people made news, but I feel like I was the catalyst. Like I was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I wasn't expecting it at all because why would she respond to me? Little unverified me on Twitter. She wasn't expecting anybody to look and see that she had deleted all these tweets, and she kind of was like, oh, she's caught, you know, and that's why she responded. So I'm noticing this is similar with Frosk. She deleted almost all of her tweets and then said she was doing spring cleaning, which nobody does. Even the most anal, even Marie Kondo, who wrote tidying up. You know what I mean? Marie Kondo doesn't even spring clean her tweets. Nobody spring cleans their tweets. There's good takes, there's bad takes, and it's like, and then you delete the stuff that you're afraid you're going to get in trouble for, which for her was basically all of it. So I bet she had a meeting with G4 and or her representation, her agent, her manager, and they probably said to her, like, girl, you got to delete all these tweets where you say that you're going to do interviews. I have a feeling she's not going to do any. People have been saying the Quartering had scheduled something with her. If he did, good for him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be the one that talks to her. I would love to talk to her, but I don't, as long as she talks to somebody from this sort of corner of the internet, you know, somebody who's not going to just sit there and fluff her and yes and her on everything. Someone who's actually going to challenge her on some things, be a little bit critical of her. You know, not somebody who's going to sit there and fucking jerk her off.
Hey, Chris, just a note. I don't know if you look at the social blade for her.
But, let's look at that.
I did send it to you. One thing that's very interesting, if you scroll down, you'll see that 45,000 tweets were deleted yesterday.
What?
But even more interesting is 2 days before that, she deleted 2.
Interesting.
So perhaps the 2 were over the top, cancelable type of tweets. And then maybe management or G4 suggested she delete more. And instead of just deleting a few more or a dozen, which would be obvious, like we see that 2 standing out so clearly.
Wow, what a good catch.
I think she probably just deleted everything because, you know, delete them all, it's harder to figure out how many were actually problematic.
Yes. And it's harder to go back in, I guess, the Wayback Machine. If you delete all of it, this is nearly all of her tweets.
Right. It was all of them, literally every single one, including the ones suggesting that people reach out to her agent to schedule an interview.
Interesting. So this points to she doesn't really want to do any interviews. She doesn't want to talk to anybody. Like if you delete all proof where it says you were open to talking to people, well, what does that say? I've never seen somebody delete all their fucking tweets like this. But I'd be curious to know what the 2 tweets were that she deleted on January 25th. Is there a way we can use the Wayback Machine and figure that out?
It might be the 2 that she was getting a lot of shit for. One said F Trump, basically. The other one said, if you're a Trump supporter, I don't want you as a fan. So those 2 were standing out for quite some time, actually. Perhaps it's those, perhaps it's something else.
Yeah, Guy Vermectin thinks Comcast told her delete or be deleted. This is a PR tactic. Yeah. It is kind of a lazy thing to just go, I'm going to delete all of them instead of combing through. And she probably doesn't even know. Honestly, she's probably doesn't have the self-awareness to know the things she said that actually make her look bad. I think probably so many of her tweets must have made her look bad. She must have hired the same guys who scrubbed Hillary's email servers. Yeah, good call. Interesting. I love Social Blade.
Another thing that's interesting, if you do look up on the left column where you'll see followers gained or lost, she was hemorrhaging followers for quite some time.
Woo, this is bad.
And then all of a sudden, all the drama hit, and she gained thousands in just a few days, which is significant.
Wow,
So,
look at all this.
bad press is still press. It was getting her attention. If she wants to keep on building her brand and following, she should do interviews.
She should.
Even if she gets ripped on or she's very picky on who she sits with, it's still going to get her more attention. And even if she gets fired from G4, a lot of platforms will open their door to her because of the following. So it is in her best interest to, even if she gets ripped up by the Quartering or by Griggs or Kinnell, it doesn't matter. All press is good press.
Yeah. All publicity is good. No, what is it? No news, bad news is good news. I don't fucking remember. But it's still attention. Look at all this. This is like, how many fucking 8,000 new subscribers, new followers, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, almost 10K in a week. And then she loses just a few here. So probably she's like, oh, I want to hang on to all this following. I better delete some tweets. Yeah, but I'm sure somebody told her to do this. You don't just wake up one day and I'm going to spring clean. Nobody does that shit. Interesting, guys.